You are listening to
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth to me means to provide and establish wealth for generations to come, whether it be through real estate or through other equitable funding.
Personally, it helps to work with a trusted financial professional to guide and steer you, because you're going to be making some decisions around how you spend your money, how you save your money, how you invest your money. Some of that will be strictly to increase the size of your wealth. Other parts of those investments might be something that you want to do that keep your purpose and your character. And you can manage to do both.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Mga kaibigan, ito po si Kuya Bert Kawili.
And this is Miles Salvador from Australia.
And I'm Norb Kawili, also known as Norbcam.
Kung gusto niyo po ang latest news and events from the Philippines at yung local Filipino community, Radio po.
We play Filipino music and interview guests from all around the world.
And I'll keep you updated on the latest Seahawks and sports news.
Kaya always tune in. Radio every Tuesday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
And in YouTube and Facebook. Salamat po.
We are strong. We are resilient. And we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone.
Welcome to the Fitness Corner. I'm your host, Mark Bryant, and you're going to get a whole total body workout on my show, starting off with a warm-up, aerobics, strength training, cool down, and stretching every Friday from 11:30 to 12 right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
A teacher who hurt their back and got prescribed opioids. A daughter trying to cope with a loss in the family. A friend silently struggling, thinking they'll be a burden if they ask for help. People with addiction come from all walks of life, and the truth is they stand a better chance at recovery with our support. Reaching out and sharing local resources can make all the difference. Don't count them out. More people recover with support. Find more ways to help at supportaddictionrecovery.com. That's supportaddictionrecovery.com.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not busy tearing the roof off the suckers, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
What's going on, world? It's your boy OG Mambo.
And your guy D Money. Join us along with Pint Size Patron and ID Yourself.
Here on Fresh Juice at Rainier Avenue Radio.
Every Wednesday hump day from 9 to 11 Pacific.
Get exclusive interviews from your favorite artists, all the hottest music, and updates on what we got going on in the world.
Here go the first song.
We keep it neutral, you know I keep it neutral. And when I beat the beat up, yeah, you know it's gonna be brutal. Keep your head down through the grind, yeah, that's crucial. And always watch your back, you never know what they be into. We never slide in reverse, I put the beat in the hearse. I got the ominous flow, I turn you into a ghost. Pull up on a baddie when it's Friday like Chris Tucker. I got to drive all night, I'm looking like a trucker. We keep it neutral. I got the drive, We keep it neutral. I got the drive, We keep it neutral. We keep it neutral. Blessing or curse, I'm with this to the heart. Known it since my birth, a king is what I'm worth. Been raising myself since the age of 8. Mama drinking too much white girl on her plate. She got it from my uncle, Lord, for goodness sakes. Live through the real, no, I see the face. Brother, don't be frontin' when it come to me. We don't do no fronts, you need that money, please. Couple goonies and they ain't afraid to squeeze. Wake up in Hades, feel like I died and went to heaven already. Been through hell and back, and you just tell me. Stay a little salty, too much ramen in the belly. Want all the smoke, want all the balloons, want all the confetti. I'm preaching a peace, but I know that I'm petty. Yeah, I'm petty, but she suck on my spaghetti. And I bust up on her belly, so you know I'm coming heavy. If you doubted me, you know you better hush. Yeah, I never show my cards like I got a royal flush. If you thought that I would kill the instrumental, that's a bet. Casino, I want a bad Rambo life. Gambino, it's Karim on the beat, and you know I bought the my advice. People saying shit they heard before we seen it twice. Me and Peaceful Pender with the flow, we bout to blow. I'm riding this shit out to the tires, burn the road. We keep it neutral, we keep it neutral, ayy. We keep it neutral. We keep it neutral, you know I keep it neutral. And when I beat the beat up, yeah, you know it's gonna be brutal. Keep your head down through the grind, yeah, that's crucial. And always watch your back, you never know what they be into. We never slide in reverse, I put the beat in the hearse. I got the ominous flow, I turn you into a ghost. Pull up on a baddie when it's Friday, like Chris Tucker. I got the drive all night, I'm looking like a trucker. We keep it neutral, ayy. We keep it neutral.
Yeah, Rainier Avenue Radio. Yes, sir. Fresh juice every Wednesday night, 9 to 11 p.m. Keeping it neutral, yo. And that's with Karim the Dream, one of our guests of the evening, featuring Peaceful Pender, former guest of the show. Right there, we keep it neutral. Yes, sir. It's a very special edition of Fresh Juice, man. It's our 400th edition on Rainier Avenue Radio. Really?
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Sound the alarms.
Woo! Even though we've done at least 746 episodes of Fresh Juice, 400 of them have been on Rainier Avenue Radio. So more time on Rainier Ave than not.
Milestone.
Oh, man. As always, hosted by the Juice Pack, myself, D-Money.
Pint-sized Patron.
Yes, sir. OG Mambo, ID yourself. Hopefully we'll see them in just a little bit. But, yeah, man, we decided to make it a family affair because we'll be bringing in the station manager of the station. Tony B is here, man. We're excited to chop it up with him, man, because this man has such an extensive background as a musician, in radio, as a community activist, all the things. We could touch all that. And then we got Karim the Dream, like I said as well, man, who has a show on the station called Traffic Jam. So, yeah, man, it's it's completely Rainier Ave here tonight, man, as we celebrate 400 episodes on this station. As always, follow us on all of our platforms. This show will also be available on all audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, and iHeart, Amazon Music and all those other ones in podcast form. But of course, we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram. You can follow us on our Facebook group at facebook.com/group/Fresh Juice Media. We're on IG and X at Fresh Juice Media. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Fresh Juice Media for all Fresh Juice content. We do live shows for you almost every week. You can watch them whenever you want. And we do YouTube shorts on the daily so you can catch up on previous episodes and all your favorite moments there. So subscribe, like, comment, share, ring the bell, all that beautiful YouTube stuff, as it helps raise the awareness of the show. youtube.com/@Fresh Juice Media. Put up in the browser. You don't have to do the search engine. It'll take you right to the page. As always, keep the comments flowing on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. Miles Salvador, one of our hosts here at the station, say hi, Tony Benton. Yeah, Tony B is here. Well, all right. She's also wishing us happy 400th. We appreciate you, Miles, here every week with us. And
thanks, Tita Miles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of Phil M Radio. Keep those comments flowing. We have a game for you in just a little bit to play along with us. So make sure you do that. All right. Let's before we get into introducing our guests, we'd like to take a look at 1 year ago on the show and see what happened. We had a couple in the studio. Remember that, Patron? We had Anna Therese and Noah Coinflip.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. And one cool moment from that was when Anna talked about how young she was when she first picked up the violin. So here's a quick clip from 1 year ago on Fresh Juice about Anna when she picked up the violin at only 3 years old.
Started playing violin when I was 3. It was
Mm.
like literally about this big, tiny little violin. She started with like a cardboard box. That's how they start you with macaroni and cheese box. You practice holding it, practice tending to play, and then eventually you get your own first little real violin. But it's like a toy. They asked me like I wanted to play an instrument, and I think gave me some options, and I wanted to play violin, so they just started taking me to lessons, and I guess I probably liked it. I don't. I kept on doing it. I definitely got to a point where I didn't like it anymore. High school, I was like really over it. I'd been practicing like every single day since I was like 3. Didn't have any interest in doing classical music at all. Over the whole thing, I was like, I want to go write songs and make beats and stuff. And then now I play violin all the time.
All right, man. Cool little story. What's going to be the clip 1 year from now from this episode? We'll find out, man. But well, for now, let's introduce our guests, bring them in. Patron, I'm gonna give you the honors.
Actually, man, I think you do a better job in this one.
Okay.
You're much more familiar than I am.
I.
This is your lane.
Okay, Patron, I see you. I mean, don't I talk enough? All right. Anyway, let's do this, man. All right. So, joining us live in the studio, man, we have station manager for Rainier Avenue Radio, an artist of himself who launched the group Teleclear, one of the instrumental personalities that made the Emerald Street Boys a thing, one of the first hip hop groups in Seattle, and once owned his station, was a prominent personality at Cube 93, and then launched his own radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio, who is the home of Fresh Juice. Let's bring in Tony Benton.
Officially welcome to the show.
Yes.
It is, first of all, thank you for inviting me. It is an honor to be here on this show. Really excited about that and happy for your 400th.
Thank you.
As well. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. And not to be even though he's going second, it's not the least. He's one of our prominent hosts here at the station, hosts a show every Thursday at Rainier Avenue Radio. It's called Traffic Jam, which was one of Rainier Avenue Radio's first actual shows before he finally took it over. He's a musician in his own right as well. Let's welcome on Karim the Dream.
Hey,
welcome to the show.
What's poppin'? What's cracking? What's happening? What you guys know about it? Turn me up, Daniel. We lit.
I better turn your camera on. I got 2 Tonys.
Oh no.
So we'll have to get that fixed real quick.
But those are great intros, man. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you, Patron.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get right into our game show. Give me an opportunity to fix these cameras real quick. So let's go ahead and say it all together. The name of the game show of Fresh Juice. We like to call it, of course, Take Yo Pick. All right, really easy to play. Take your pick. We give you 2 different options. You just choose one of them. All right. We want you to play along in the comment section, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. Of course, we're all going to play, all the 4 of us here. And we want you to play along with us and give your answers to the questions. And then, of course, we're going to celebrate one of those comments that you put in those comment section and celebrate it on the following episode, whichever one we like the most. So go ahead and stand out, be funny, be profound, but get our attention, and we'll celebrate you on the following episode. So without no further ado, let's take a look at last week's winner was the Kitchen Couch TV, who said, "That sucks. One time I almost accidentally shot myself in the foot." Woo!
Okay.
He stood out. There you go. I'm glad you missed. All right, let's do some fresh ones here. And I'll do our first Take Your Pick of the evening. And here it is. Eat only pizza for a whole year or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I'm going to go PB&J, man.
All right.
Pizza seems a little heavier. Yeah. But really, just all that bread either way is getting to you. But
yeah,
I'm going to go PB&J. It's just sweeter.
Same thing for me.
PB&J?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I first saw it, I'm like, it's not even a contest. I can't eat pizza every day.
I could, but I really wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I can. But I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day.
Oh yeah. three basic food groups. You know. What about you, Karim?
Man. Yeah, y'all bugging. I'm gonna go with pizza, bro.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, you could. It's a very simple meal.
Maybe because I grew up eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time.
Tired
you know
of
what
it,
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
At least the pizza, you could put something different on it. You know, white sauce, red sauce, meat, vegetables. You know, PB&J is just that's dry, bro. I can't eat that every day. I'm throwing it out the window. I don't want this no more.
You
Give
got
me something
a good point. It definitely increases the versatility.
The options,
Yeah.
for sure.
But
Another
peanut butter and jelly is legendary.
Yeah, it is. Of course.
Peanut butter and jelly. You call it PB&J for a reason.
Yeah.
We know what you're talking about.
Come on. Yeah, when we put growing up, we put syrup on it.
Now
you know what I'm
you don't
saying?
have to have just one. You could 1 week you can have grape jelly. You know what I'm saying?
Orange marmalade.
Orange, that's what I'm talking
The
about. You know, it's
apricot.
like, you can work with it. You know what I'm saying? You can have creamy peanut butter. You could have butter, peanut butter with little nuts in it. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you really want to get spicy, you could toast it first.
Ooh. Yeah, fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay,
It's all right. Miles said, I don't like pizza. Boy, you ain't eating the right pizza, Miles. You gotta taste every kind of pizza, bro. What you mean? Come on, who doesn't like pizza?
I mean, imagine doing it for an entire year, though. You're gonna have indigestion.
You're gonna have indigestion eating PB&J.
Maybe not as much.
But like Patron says, it's a gang of bread either way, bro.
Right.
that's for sure.
Oh man.
Before we get to the next question, if you guys can scooch up a little bit, we had a camera outage, so we're not able to fix it. But yeah, if we can get you both on the screen, that'd be just great. Yeah, thank you. All right, cool. Yes, awesome. All right. Let's get to the next one real quick here. All right, take your pick. What we got? Randomly time travel plus or minus 20 years every time you pass gas, or teleport somewhere else every time you sneeze.
I'm teleporting, man.
You're gonna teleport every time you sneeze.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going looper on them.
Yeah.
Just don't have to shoot myself.
Wow. I think I pass gas more than I sneeze, so I'm traveling more. I'm passing gas. Yeah.
Right.
He said, I want to see more.
The sneezes come in flurries. You just in a different spot every time.
I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
want to see more. I need to see the world.
You don't
I need to see the world.
You don't even have to add who did it. You'll smell it and I'll be gone.
Oh man.
For real.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey,
that's us. There they go. There go them boys.
All right, man. All right, good. So for me, it's always time travel for me in any question. But anyway, and passing gas, just okay. I'm now 20 years in the future. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years back. Okay, let me learn something to apply towards it today. But I mean, sneezing. Sneeze. I'm in Boston. Okay, sneeze. I'm in China. Sneeze. I'm in France.
And then if you want to control it, just walk around with some black pepper. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Sniff it up. You sneezing right off bat. You go wherever you want.
It's like instant travel.
Yeah.
I don't need no plane.
Because the past gas, you can't really control that on demand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it sneeze. I need that black pepper poof.
I don't know. You can control a fart. Sometimes you can't, just like but sometimes when you farting. You know what I'm saying? and you may say, okay, not right here. And you tighten up and you move over, and you let it out silently, then you move back. So you got a little time.
He just vanished.
Yeah, then like I said, just poof, you're gone. What happened?
Where did Tony go? Do you smell something?
It disappeared.
Wow. I'm really on fresh juice, sounding like an advocate for farting.
This happened. It happened.
Okay. Oh my God!
All right, let's go on.
But that
was good. That was good.
That could be funny though, just be sitting and talking, and it's coming, and nobody else knows it's coming, and then you just go, and then disappear. Gone. 20 years in the future.
Literally.
I'm in the 6th grade. I'm about to be finishing college. I'm out of here.
It's not the 6th grade. We might have to go back a little farther than that.
Well, 20 years. T like, I'm back. I'm back. What you mean?
All right. Let's get on to the next one. All right. Take your pick. An extra finger or an extra toe?
Toe, man. I'm going with the toe.
Going with the toe? Keep a toe up.
Just always wear sneakers. Just shower everywhere.
11 toes down looking at
I'm in the pool with the sneakers.
Oh my
That might
God.
be kind of tight. I hadn't thought about that.
It's a tight fit, right? You might have to get bigger size, maybe, but
I'm gonna say extra finger.
Extra finger?
Just because I feel like it's a conversation starter. People are always gonna be like, why you got an extra finger?
People are never gonna be like,
they're gonna want to. They're gonna want to be like, hey, yo, you see this? You want to know how I got it? Inside, they're gonna be like, yes, tell me the story. Like,
they want you to volunteer it for sure.
Don't let me play the piano. I'll be crazy. Boy, what? I'll be cooking, boy. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody want to come see the extra finger pianist.
That'll be your new name.
Yeah.
The extra finger pianist.
Follow me on the gram. I'm selling pictures of my finger. What you mean?
Only fans of finger.
Yeah, I need that bag.
Only finger.
Only finger. That's the niche. Oh my God. What you thinking, T? What you thinking, OG?
Man, I'm listening to you. Almost got me convinced to go for it. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking this won't work with gloves. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. Because man, how you gonna put a, you know what I'm saying, with the glove? But if you hit it big, like you said, and you become the finger, you can make your own gloves. You know, with 6 fingers.
Follow the finger on the gram. Yeah, then I'll have the money to make custom gloves.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know, you could become the finger.
The finger.
Oh my God. That's a
people
nice
who
touch.
don't have 6 fingers will still buy it, but one will just flop. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Still
You
fits.
Still fits, but yeah, I don't have 6.
Yeah,
Just twist that one with a rubber band or something.
they'll sell out too. They'll be gone. They'll be gone, bro.
I think I'm still gonna have to go toe.
Okay.
But I hear you.
Going toe to toe.
I think I'm going toe.
Oh my god. Oh man.
I think I'll go on toe as well, man,
Yeah.
because I feel like even though you might have to get a little bit bigger of a shoe to fit all the toes in, but
A little bit bigger.
you have a better chance of hiding it at least.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You guys want to hide. That's what it is. You guys want to hide.
See, you'll never be wearing sandals. You'll always be wearing closed-toed shoes.
Yeah. That's tough.
And then when you finally get intimate with a girl, you'll be like, okay, I do have a surprise here. She'll be like, well, why do you always have socks on?
Have you noticed I have great balance? I have a little something extra.
Yeah, you ain't see me sprint race, girl. I'm the fastest. I got an advantage.
You could lean over like Michael Jackson on Dirty Diana
and not fall over.
Yeah, greater increased balance.
Oh man.
That's crazy. Okay, let's see if we can top that in the next one, because
Yeah.
this one's a lot more negative. So here we go. Take your pick. Get a flat tire or run out of gas.
Ooh.
Flat tire, man.
Flat tire?
What? I'm not changing that on the freeway. No, I'd rather run out of gas so I can walk, take my time, scroll on my phone, listen to music, get the gas, and come back, bro. I'm not changing the tire on the freeway, on the road. Everybody looking at me. I'm sweating. The car about to hit me. Nah.
Do you know how to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, I'm good because I know it's mad work. I'm not doing that.
That's crazy.
It really just depends on the walk. But
See, that's what I'm thinking. You know, I mean,
it really depends.
well,
on the walk.
it kind of depends. You know where I'm at. If I'm in the middle of nowhere, I want a flat tire.
Right.
So I can get the hell out
That's
of
like
there.
maybe-
Right. Where's the closest gas
You know,
station?
but
Right.
If I'm in the city, I'm down with, you know.
Right, walking a couple blocks.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm not changing no tire. Go get some gas, put some gas in the car, you know.
And we good. We out.
And I'm out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
It
But
depends.
you right though. You right though, Tony. Like, if it's a far walk, a mad mob, then I guess I'll change the tire.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm still like, I'd rather just walk because then I could just go somewhere, chill, come back. I'm a little lazy. I'm not even gonna front. I'm a little lazy. I'm not doing all that.
But you've changed tires before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem like I want to do that. You know what I mean?
And it's like, and it's just you, and you got to do it one at a time. Like,
well, one flat.
One flat. We ain't talking about all of them.
Oh, okay.
You didn't go over the severe tire damage.
Done, but, I don't want to do that.
One tire or run out of nah, I'm still going to get the gas. Oh my god.
Only one wiser is flexing in the comments about his AAA membership. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see, bring something new
Wait,
to the
do
game.
They, do they
Only
give me
one
gas?
wonder.
Do they give me gas too? Or is it just the tire change?
I don't know. Cause I'm actually a member too, and I've never ever been able to ask that question.
Because
So.
if they bring you gas too, that's that's a flex. Like, hey, yeah, I'm out.
You just better not hope that that your tire goes down.
He said they give you gas.
Oh, they
too.
do give you gas.
That's
There you go.
No.
Oh my god, that's tough.
You just better hope it doesn't happen in the hood, man. Otherwise, you're waiting 2 hours at least.
Nah. Don't be in like New York or Chicago. It's up for you. Your car gets stolen before they even come with the help.
But if you have no gas, they can't go anywhere. They can get in. You know what I'm saying?
If you go back to the previous question, Tony already has plenty of gas.
That's hilarious.
Did we get you on this one, Patron?
That would be methane gas, though.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I went with tire. I'm going with the flat tire.
The flat tire? Okay.
Yeah, you guys better than me. Oh, man.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Take your pick.
Can I drink?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, good.
Cheers up.
Cheers, everybody. That was fun. That was a blast. Yeah, Daniel. That was what's that called again? Daniel?
Take your pick.
Take your pick.
Yeah. Take your pick.
All right.
We do it every week for you, man.
I like that. I mess with that, Daniel.
All right, man.
I gotta add that to mine too at the end.
Well, we gotta pay some bills real quick, man. Of course, we got a lot of show for you. We're live until 11. We got Karim the Dream here.
Yes,
we got
sir.
Tony B. And let's get to this next joint though, coming at you from Buffalo. This is Chez Noir. And she got the joint Who's the Greatest featuring Elzai off of The Colored Chocolate 2, which is dropping on June 20th. So check out Chez Noir, Who's the Greatest right now. Fresh Juice, Rainier Avenue Radio. We'll be right back with Tony B and Karim the Dream as we celebrate 400 episodes on Rainier Avenue Radio right here of Fresh Juice.
Look, I built a catalog full of classics from spitting pain and built a portfolio full of assets I liquidate, yeah. I got investments in shit that pay me in stock options. In 10 years, bank accounts look like a box office. Yeah, I gained a splurge of salary. Eating food for thought is a Jew when you burning calories. The price of freedom and fame, money, it captured me. The dream of making it became better than the reality. Greatness is defined by the people that you involve. But it's hard to carry when most of them don't evolve. Rappers don't impress me cause most of them look desperate. Stayed on my toes so long, gave the ends a foot fetish. Greatness is defined by your influence that's left. Success like an elevator, I was using the steps. I'm like the hip-hop's eye doctor. I paint visions for the blind with my words like an acuity test. Success a lonely road, you'll see the proof when you finish. Can't have it, you ain't willing to lose something to get it. Yeah, weight of the road on my shoulders left me with hit veins. Buried underneath is the buffalo roots of Rick James. It's all hunger, I'm giving specials on free food. Bars come in cups, but the wisdom measured in teaspoons. I don't bite the bullet, I reload clips. My vacations is sightseeing off of ego trips. Let's go. Wash your paddy wagons on the block, from the bottom, so our only mission was the top. It's below this year, our biggest villain was a clock. Even if I fell one night, I could never stop. Got forever beat up. Illest greatest, I 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 forever beat up.
What I would call ill is deciding to dodge death when the casket falls. Scholarships off a basketball scale. For an ex-gang member, the street rage. Back in this empty your pockets, taking Jordans off your feet days. The greatest is a father helping the son create his own slice of heaven and hell. At 11 and 12, he decides what his fate is. The illest are realest, educating those still misinformed on who's behind combined companies trying to kill us. The greatest walk miles that determines the size of a shoehorn. Running back in the burning unit to save a newborn. Are you torn between who's the illest or greatest? When it's my time, I can pause and get ahead of it and make you feel this for ages. The illest is doctors who heal illnesses with herbs that disturb the pharmacists in the burbs. The greatest is Ali, Biggie popping bottles in VIP, a Queen Latifah writing UNIT. Why? Because the murder rate was up. How you regurgitate a piece of the pie you thought you deserved when they didn't serve a plate. The greatest buys turkeys on Thanksgiving. School supplies is a cool surprise for teachers with students that met a cruel demise. The greatest don't abandon their daughters. In fact, the act left a few scorn at striptease and do porn. Are you torn between who's the greatest or illest? In and out of state, it's the realest. Heavyweights, it's a freight full of dealers.
All right, this is Anna Therese. You're listening to Fresh Juice on Rainier Avenue Radio, The Juice Pack, D-Money, Pint Size Patron, OG Mambo, and ID Yourself.
The Washington State Nonprofit Conference is the largest gathering of nonprofit professionals in the state. Visit nonprofitwa.org to learn more about this powerful gathering of leaders, employees, board members, and nonprofit supporters. You can join May 13th and May 14th in person, or May 16th in Spokane, or May 20th in Tacoma. With 30 workshops, 4 keynote sessions, and 4 distinct learning tracks, the Washington State Nonprofit Conference is an incredible opportunity to connect with experts and discover resources and strategies to drive positive change in your organization. Ready for action? Register today at nonprofitwa.org.
Greetings. This is your host, DJ Neftali, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the best DJ in the Seattle area. You can catch me every Monday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Like I said, this is DJ Neftali, the best reggae in Seattle, Washington, the best radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Come on, right?
Love food? Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Sing with us as we fill the historic Columbia City Theater with our voices. Join Crowdsource Choir on May 23rd for a soulful, participatory night of singing. Come raise the collective vibration with us at the Columbia City Theater. Tickets at crowdsourcechoir.com.
Good afternoon. This is Morgan Freeman. You are rocking with Fresh Juice here at Rainier Avenue Radio. Here with your host, D-Money, Pint Size Patron, ID Yourself, and OG Mambo. Thank you for listening and have a nice night.
Juice, Rainier Avenue Radio. That's that Tell the Clear right there off of Affection Defection, Steal Your Love.
That's live.
A Tony B's group back in the 80s.
Oh, what? Oh, what? What?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that give me Mike vibes, man. That's fire.
That's that Rick James.
Yeah.
How about those moves on stage, man?
Wow.
When's the last time you moved like that?
Yeah.
Been a minute.
Getting down. Getting down in there.
Yeah. That's the last time I've ever seen red pants, too.
Jumping around and kicking and dancing.
Yeah.
They'll look clear, man.
Did you write that?
I wrote that. I played all the instruments except for the drums. TC played drums.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was a song that 35 years when it was on the album, and the album was a bust.
Wow.
Flopped. And then 37 years later, they put that song on a compilation CD, and literally all over the world, people were like, wow, this was ahead of its time.
Yeah,
for sure.
And
I mean,
that's
I wasn't
groovy,
there,
baby.
but I mean,
That's groovy.
for sure. It's still that because it sounds like fresh today.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. So, but at the time, people I thought didn't like it. Now I just know they weren't ready, for that, because for me that was just, I wasn't trying to be a black artist or a white artist or this kind of sound or that kind of sound. I was just making music with instruments and playing and creating and vibing. It was a different, naive time in my musical career when I just really felt like I could just express musically and not worry about fitting into a genre.
How old were you?
19.
19.
Wow.
Man.
That's fire.
And so you formed the group with like basically the homies that you were just hanging out with and just let's jam or something like that?
No, the drummer, TC Wilson.
Yeah.
Really creative, and I just liked playing with him.
Mm.
And so we would be in my basement, and I'd say, okay, man, and I'd play the bass and I'd play the keyboards, and we were going to record. And then Kyle McKinney, who really talented guy, came on board, and he played the guitar and I had the vocals. And so it was a trio, and that's what we used to record. And that was really the whole purpose of what we were doing, was recording. And then when we started playing live, we added Bernard, who played the keyboards. And so we were a 4-piece group, but we didn't play popular songs. We only played our original songs.
Right.
I think that's good, so they can hear you guys.
Yeah. For sure. So, you said that basically the record basically flopped. Did you guys still rock after that, or what did you guys break up after that?
What was considered a flop back then? So.
Yeah.
When I say flopped, I mean it didn't become a big national.
Okay.
hit.
So it was big. It was big in the city.
Oh, it was cool. I mean, we had played on radio stations. And we got we played, major performances. So it led to, for me, what was an incredible career in the music industry. And then, as you can see, 40 years later, with that same album, I mean, I got a national deal, and I got the album is available for sale, and I have 3 record labels, not mine, but that are just interested in re-releasing this album and other material I have, and I don't talk about it, but in the UK and in Australia and Germany, and you go into a record store like Easy Street now, and you can see that same album.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's fire.
It's cool, but So it didn't. When I say flopped, I mean it was just kind of like the attitude that people in Seattle had was, man, your record's not playing in the nightclub, your record's not playing in this, and so
they're late. They're always late.
That's why I say that. Because then, you know, when you do anything artistically, creatively, you think it's going to be, you're doing it because you're proud of it and you think it's going to be successful. So, and on the other hand, shit, I was making albums when other people weren't even thinking about it.
Right.
Talk your time.
You know, at 19,
I've been doing this.
You know, going into studios and engineering and playing all the instruments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was really cool. In that regard, you know. So it's not like you know, I mean, and then I had, you know, people would say things like, the instrumentation is really cool or this, but then, like I said, you know, and this is stuff you can Google, you know, if you Google, and they're saying that looking back on it, and I'm not saying this, but they said, you know, that some instances they compared me to Prince, you know, like this.
I was gonna say, like, were you around when Jimmy was?
I was gonna say, who were the contemporaries at that point?
Prince and Michael Jackson.
Okay.
You know,
was Rick James going already?
Rick James was there too, you know, about that time. But I would, you know, when you say contemporaries,
everybody was coming from like hidden corners of the United States anyway.
Yeah, it was a cool time for that. You know, for that to happen, but that's because places had a sound. Or you could create a sound. Now it's a little different with the way radio works now, is you hear the same music no matter where you go. But back then, you know, for me, I felt like I had a lot of predecessors who did not have records out, but they would do original music. And so for me, that was part of the sound that I was used to, the sound that helped me create, you know, original music. At the time, and you know, and I'm proud to say I was. It is what it is. You look back on it, I was one of the local leaders and saying, you know, let's write. I'm writing my own music. I'm playing my own music.
Yes,
my own thing. You know, and there you go.
I respect that. I mean,
yeah,
for sure. It's easy to just go out there and do what's already hot, but to stand on your art. This is what we're here for, and this is what we're trying to portray. Like. Yeah.
And so I would say that's what I would say. Do it for the artistic reason. Like I said, the album was a flop. But here, you know, think about 35 years afterwards.
Yeah.
When I wasn't thinking about it, I didn't even tell people I was a musician. I get a call. Hey, we want to put this record on a compilation.
Wow.
And okay, well, that's the deal. And then the next thing you know, I'm just saying, I'm reading articles from Chicago and New York saying there's a song on this record, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was, you know, made in 1981, but it could have been made today.
Could have.
And
easily.
And so I got a lot of calls from all over the country, basically. And people were asking me if I had any music that I had not released yet. And that's what I used to do. I would write music I wasn't playing out. And so that's how I ended up, you know, having deals. All the deals that I have on music are music I made 40 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. What?
I've had the opportunity to have an artist like Jake One, who you're probably
for
sure. He took one of my old songs, and made a new song,
beautiful,
out of it. And so it's cool.
So like he sampled it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I don't talk about it very much, but I figured I would talk about it tonight with you guys on Fresh Juice.
That's what we're here for, man.
That's great.
Yeah, they did you like Tupac, taking some of those old Tupac songs and making a brand new one, like he's still alive. What happened to the rest of the group, man? Why did you guys end up not rocking with each other anymore?
Well, we did, just under different names. So like eventually it went from being Teleclear to it being just called Tony Benton.
Okay.
So I'm still playing with the same guys.
Gotcha.
And then so we released a record under Tony Benton, and then we released a record. Then it was just named Benton.
Just Benton. We're dropping the Tony.
Yeah, there was just Benton, but it was the same guys. You know, it was just a progression.
Gotcha.
Did they like feel a way about it because you were like
no, because it was we were just doing it. You know?
Okay.
You know, feel a way about it would be like, I was supportive. Hey, everybody should write and play music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I do. And so they were like, well, we want to play with you.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like, hey man, I'll help you learn and write and play music. But it was also pretty flattering to have really talented guys say, I'd rather play you, Tony, playing original songs than play in a band playing Kool in the Gang. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was pretty flattering. Yeah. But we did some cool stuff. Like I said, we opened concerts, we had big shows, and yeah, it wasn't the flop that I thought it was. Now that I look back years later.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, like, if it was on a legit record label and it was put out. I don't know. You were a new artist. What did they expect you to do? I mean, I'm sure they put the record got its push.
Well, it was interesting back then because I started my own record label.
Okay.
But I had the opportunity to be in the record industry from a very young age. And so when we went into, back then you had to go into the studio. That's what you had to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can't make it at home.
You couldn't do this at home. And so we went into the studio to make a record.
Yeah.
And the guy who owned the studio said, I'll tell you what, instead of you paying to be in the studio, which, and you imagine in 1978, $100 an hour was a lot of money. It's a long time with $100 an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he said, if you release this music on my record label, I'll let you record it for free.
Oh.
But I'd worked at Music Menu, you know what I mean? I'd been in the record industry. I'd had conversations with record labels. And I'm like, well, you're not a major label. And I also know how distribution works because I worked at a record store and I ordered records. And so I knew that at that point, okay, the smart thing for me to do, rather than continue to try to send out tapes or anything like that, is just to concentrate on my music, and I'll release my own record. And so I knew that there were places you could print up vinyl, and I knew how distribution worked. You would have different distribution companies spread your record around. And I'm saying it was a flop, but that's evidently how my record also got to Europe. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you might just stop saying it then. Sounds pretty successful.
To get a call from different places, and like, I don't even know how my record got to Germany. You know what I mean? But it was a different time, and so at that time, that's how I ended up signing the Emerald Street Boys to my record label, because I created this record label, back at the time. And at the end of the day, the thing is, if you do the math, and they're just finding that out today.
Yeah.
You own the rights and you keep the money.
Right.
So instead of making 7 cents off the dollar, you're making, at the time for me, $5.99, $4.99 off a record that probably cost me 80 cents. But then there were other things that went into that, because you have to put back into the records. You also had to do certain things to get your distribution going. But it was.
So you're running the label as well.
Yeah.
On top of making the music.
Yeah. That was and it was a journey, at the time. But there was a culmination of a bunch of things. It was having been in the industry and been in recording studios, and then live performances as well from other guys who were playing around. And so I had a really good fix on the industry. So it really hit when that guy who owned the studio, which was a pretty prominent studio, I'm not going to mention the name, said, we'll let you record for free if you will release music on our record label. And I knew, okay, you have money, you have something, but you're not Motown, you're not CBS. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you can do this, and I'm
Yeah.
in your studio recording,
Yeah.
I can do this.
Exactly.
And so that's why I said I'm gonna form a record label,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do this myself. And because I, just sometimes because people weren't doing it back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have all the same knowledge and information that you have. I'll do this myself. Obviously, that also led to me. That is what led to major labels contacting me because I had put out a record, as opposed to sending out tapes to record labels and stuff like that.
Right.
Mhm. Back then, but still nobody. Anyway,
What was the name of the record label?
The record label?
Yeah.
My label?
Yes.
Yeah.
Telemusic.
Telemusic.
And I have songs recorded from artists from 40 years ago that have never been released that you know of today.
Wow.
And so I'm thinking about releasing a Telemusic Records compilation CD that will have music from artists, from who you know today. Who recorded, on my label, just kind of to let people know the history of music in Seattle. And so there was a vibe, and we were part of it. And because it wasn't mainstream,
right?
It doesn't get necessarily the same recognition, because it wasn't hip hop,
right?
Or rap, it doesn't get the same recognition. But it was here, and it was cool, and I mean, if, like I said, all I would have to say, well, look me up.
Google me.
But it's out of pride, not out of anything else. My point is that if you do this for the art, so don't be disappointed in your work. Sometimes people just aren't ready for it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's not good. But if you value good based off of getting money and getting other stuff, well, yeah, that can happen too. If you believe in your art. And then it's hard to do just doing stuff for the art versus doing it for making the money.
Yeah,
you know what I
get in
mean?
the bag, yeah.
Because that's a very tempting thing to do.
Easily.
Because if you're, you can easily make songs that sound like songs that other people are making. That's not difficult, and that can make you money.
Yeah.
But it's more difficult to be original and be creative and trust your instincts and say, I want to do this, because people are going to judge it.
Yes.
And that's, when somebody says, man, your music sucks.
And when you start out, I get real sensitive about that.
Definitely be like that.
But you know what? People get to judge. When you put something out there, that's why you just have to believe in your inspiration.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what does teleclear mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Really, I mean, it has a meaning to it, and I don't want to get, too, but at the time, I mean, part of, I'll just make this as simple of, part of having vision, especially at that time, was telepathy.
That's deep. Yeah.
Vision.
That's dope.
And then you get a clarity. So I'll just leave it at that, and from there.
Okay.
I was gonna say it sounds like translucent, kind of. So, also, I was gonna ask, you were born and raised in Seattle?
I was.
Yes. Nice.
Man, we're gonna have to get back to the conversation, but we're coming up on another commercial break, so we got to do that. But before that, let's celebrate the birthdays of the week. A couple people celebrating their birthdays this week. Let's put them on. All right. Any birthdays that we forgot? You want to mention?
My little cousin Eliana's birthday.
Happy birthday, Eliana.
Out there in Florida.
That's nice.
Karim, any birthdays?
No.
Okay. Tony, any birthdays? Could be this month. Could be.
I have a nephew who June 2nd who has a birthday.
Okay.
Happy
Okay.
birthday.
Happy birthday, nephew. All right, let's get to the next track real quick. This one's coming to you from Crazy Bone. Bone Thugs and Harmony. He's got a new record off of his album Chasing the Devil Chapter 2 Salvation, which is now out. This one is called Refugee from the Rain. Check out this new one from Crazy Bone right here on Fresh Juice, Rainier Avenue Radio. We chopped it up with Tony. We're going to chop it up with Karim the Dream in a little bit, so keep it locked. This is Fresh Juice, Rainier Avenue Radio.
Help me, Lord, I need refuge. Yeah, searching for refuge. Yeah. Searching for refuge, yeah. Searching for refuge, yeah. From the rain, Jehovah our Father in heaven. From the rain, I ask that you protect me in this hour of darkness. From the rain, shield me away from my enemies. From the rain, and bless me with divine refuge. Refuge from the rain. See the signs of the time, the revelation has been televised. Looking at the news, got the people terrified. Don't even want to go outside cause they're petrified. They're scared to die. World is very different now, and I'm really not trying to stick around. All the problems in the world that gets me down. Kinda easy for the devil to trick me now. Feeling kinda foul, shaded, imagination, swallowed by the temptation. I'll never make it if I don't search for God and merge my pride. Forget how much I heard, I'm trying to get merged alive. Feeling kinda nervous when I observe the times. Looking for my purpose, mine been hard to find. Trying to shake off all the grit and all the grind. Hoping I can fall in line with all my mind. But steady, this system is stressing me, and I don't want my God to think less of me. But this crazy lifestyle just ain't helping me. Won't be no blessings for me in this reverie. Call on Jehovah before it's all over. Remain the soldiers just like I'm supposed to. Mention through the code, cause it's about to get colder. But Satan comes skate through the land like a rover. Great tribulation is making me anxious. Babylon falling, escaping the nations. The beast is so wild, foul, it's flagrant. Don't live in the now, cause now it's changing. Some may not make it cause focus is lost. Stuck in them bases, they fade in the dark. The devil is chasing, trying to take your heart. The levels are crazy, so I pray to God. I wanna go outside. I don't wanna go outside. It's raining, it's pouring. I don't wanna go outside. It's hurricane, it's storming. I don't wanna go outside. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain. When you live for salvation, it's really not men you should follow. You should follow God for survival. Look outside the Bible, the scriptures are vital. When you try to fight the temptation, draw closer to God is the motto. Remember the devil's your rival, disguising the light, but don't forget his title, the devil's a lie. Cheetah connive, soon will expire, doomed like a life. I'm a survivor, the protection the angels provide us, keep us alive. To make it I strive, don't want to be one of the many that die. Just look at my life, I love I'm alive. Just look at my eyes, I look to the sky, talk to the clouds. Can you hear me clear now? If not, I can scream and really get loud. I just wanna get out, ain't too much left in me. I just want you to grab my hand and take the rest of me. These demons testing me. Can you catch me, Father, please? I'm falling. Can you catch me, please, before I fall? Can you catch me, Father, please? I'm falling. Can you catch me, please, before I fall? I wanna go outside. I don't wanna go outside. It's raining, it's pouring. I don't wanna go outside. It's hurricane, it's storming. I don't wanna go outside. It's so cold. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord. I need refuge from the rain, from the rain, from the rain. Help me, Lord, I need refuge from the rain.
Bang Bang, the rocket launcher, ready on beats. And you're listening to Fresh Juice, Rainier Avenue Radio, The Juice Pack, D Money, Pint Size Patron, OG Mambo, and ID Yourself. Bong bong.
This is a Rainier Avenue Radio message on fentanyl awareness in our communities. Hey, this is serious. Let's talk about saving lives. Fentanyl overdoses are rising, and it can happen to anyone. Here's the good news. Naloxone, also known as Narcan, can reverse an opioid overdose. Yeah, it's that powerful. Naloxone is easy to use, and it can save a life in minutes. It comes as a nasal spray, and you don't need to be a doctor to use it. If someone you know overdoses, spray it in their nose, call 911, and stay with them. You could be the reason they wake up. News came out in our community about what they called a family that was selling fentanyl in 7 states. One of them was a member of our community who in a lot of instances was trusted. This has been a Rainier Avenue Radio message on fentanyl in our communities.
1, 2, get down.
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Petro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Sediment cleanup of the lower Duwamish River has begun. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the members of the lower Duwamish Waterway Group, which includes King County, the City of Seattle, and Boeing, have begun sediment cleanup of the lower Duwamish Waterfalls Superfund site. This important environmental project will address sediment pollution and help restore the health of the Duwamish River. Starting on the waterway's upper reach, construction activities extend from the south 102nd Street Bridge down straight to the Duwamish Waterway Park. Over the next 3 years, in-water activities will occur from October to February, ending in February 2027. Visit ldwg.org to learn about the upper reach cleanup and sign up for email updates.
Hey, this is Sam Miller. You're listening to Fresh Juice on Rainier Avenue Radio with the Juice Pack. D-Money, Pint-Sized Patron, OG Mambo, and ID yourself, which is what a mean bouncer would say to you. Bouncer, he's tired of his job. Just ID yourself.
If they foul, then they gonna get a text. So official with the whistle, I'm a rep. Feel myself going insane asylum on the track, and I say bet. When I do it, same as Nike, they gon' really cut the check. Decapitation of the game, so I'm coming for their necks. And when I'm on the mic, it gets mean. Cut the head off the dragon, welcome to the murder scene. But I'm fresh and I ball like I'm Mr. Clean. No need to investigate, let me elucidate. The flow is finna penetrate. We really welcome mistakes, just looking for a clean slate. Ay. But don't let it determine your fate. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people getting racks. Say it again for the lost ones that are black. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people getting racks. Say it again for the lost ones that are black. Say it again. Say it again. I said I'm adamant about my ambition, and that's a fact. People greedy for the cheese, so they turn into rap. That's why you gotta watch your 6 and your 12. They tell you take the weight, but then they never post a bell. Yeah, I got the passion, step in the room, blast, and I hit them with the hook, so you know it's everlasting. Yeah, look, I got a cold heart, so when you see me, make sure you keep it short like it's Kevin on the TV. Got them spend it, cooking like a chemist in the kitchen. Gave them vertigo, they avoid it, cause they can't take a blow. But little do you know how far you could go. We could go far, hella far. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people getting racks. Say it again for the lost ones that are black. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again for the people getting racks. Say it again for the lost ones that are black. Say it again. Say it again. Ay.
Say that again. Fresh Juice, Rainier Avenue Radio.
Yeah.
Kareem the Dream.
Yes,
It's called
sir.
Say It Again.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my best. You know, I really put pen to pad on that one. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Yeah. I said, keep it short like it's Kevin Hart on the TV. Come on. Yeah, I was cooking on that one. Yeah.
Who did the production?
I got the beat from Pixel Pender. Shout out to my bro, Pixel Pender.
He made that beat?
I'm not sure if he made it. Yeah.
How did you get with Peaceful Pender?
He was one of my first interviews on here.
Oh wow!
Shout out P, man.
So
you know what I'm saying?
That inspired the song. If you had not interviewed him, that song would have not happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I will say, you know, shout out to P. Like when he seen me, he was like, "Me and you are gonna work." You know how people be saying that.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course,
I'm saying?
right?
But I will give it up to Pixel Pender. He kept his word. He worked with me. We got a gang of songs together. Shout out to him.
Wow. Okay. Just off of one interview,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
this
shout out to
working
bro.
relationship as an artist.
Yeah.
Real peaceful, man.
yeah. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to bro. Yeah, it's been great, man. It's been really great.
That's dope, man. And it's kind of a role reversal, if you will, because Tony started out as a musician and then he ended up getting into radio. But you're getting into radio, and then it's inspiring all this musicianship.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and it's really great, you know, and it's been really amazing too to interview all the artists that I've met, you know, the people I've seen on your show, D, and then the people artists that have come on my show. It's just been amazing. And then I combine that with like going to these events, you know, these shows that these artists be having, putting together with all different kind of people on the lineup and stuff like that. You know, I just go to the events and I just tap in with everybody.
Right. So if we go back to even getting into radio, obviously at the time I think we had Dirty Harry running traffic.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Dirty Harry. He still calls me. Shout out to Dirty Harry, bro. He still called me and check on me, man. Shout out to him.
Okay, it's
yes, sir.
Checking on you. Okay.
Yeah, bro. That's what's up. I just be chilling and I be like, Dirty Harry's calling me. Like, what's good? Yeah, shout out to the legend, man.
What up, Harrison?
Yeah. 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 He's the one that mentored me and schooled me, man. Taught me radio, you know what I'm saying?
How'd you end up meeting him?
Yeah.
Actually, my auntie Faisa was Dirty Harry's co-host.
Okay.
When we was in the other location, like up the street, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I was chilling on Facebook because, you know, shout out to my auntie Faisa. She's a singer.
Yeah.
If you ain't seen her, she's lit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I did a year of like going to her shows, selling her merch. You know what I'm saying? Just peeping the environment. People, encore, clapping, going crazy. All this. I'm like, and I got the bug. I'm like, man, this is amazing. Like, people love this. You know, people love her, and I just got bit by the show bug, man, and. I hit her up and I was like, I want to learn something about radio. You know, one day, nothing crazy, like, you know, just a skill that I thought this looks cool because I seen them on video right now talking, doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that looks cool. So she was like, she hit me right back and was like, come in tomorrow. Like, she wasn't messing around. She didn't like stall me out. Like, you know, people be weird. Even your family be weird, bro. They don't want to help you, put you on, none of that.
Easily.
But shout out to Auntie. She was like, come in tomorrow. Boom.
Okay.
So I come in. I meet Dirty Harry. Now, I already had content. I've been wanting to be a content creator, influencer since before they named it.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been doing videos for a long time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So self-documented.
Right. So when I came in to meet Dirty Harry,
yeah,
you know, we did the show and stuff, and then Faisa brought me on as a guest. I was just coming to just look, peep, just to see, you know, peep the energy. And she was like, nah, like, come on. Like, she really like edged me on to like do this. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, you gotta talk to people. Like, I have my YouTube channel. I used to go downtown Seattle, dance to Chris Brown in front of people. I've been trying to be an artist. I've been working on my skills to be an artist for a long time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You feel me? So when I met Dirty Harry, I showed him all my videos. You know, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Instagram. He was like, "Wow, this is incredible! Like, we need somebody like you on the team."
That's what's up.
And the rest is history. You know, so yeah, and I take it very serious. I enjoy doing this a lot. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a little taxing. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a little taxing. It's emotionally taxing dealing with these people and putting your creative mind into something you're trying to do, and you gotta like work with other people, different energies and stuff. Sometimes it could be taxing, you know.
Can be, yeah.
But if you love it, I gotta shout out to Daniel, bro. He's burned that in my head. You gotta be okay with it not going nowhere. And I am. And I'm gonna keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because I am okay with it.
Yeah, that's real facts, man. You've been in radio as long as I have, and you just gotta get comfortable with it going nowhere.
Facts. And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I be a little starstruck. I want to get I want to get in there, bro.
Yeah, of course.
I want to be with Chris. I
you want
want
it
to
to
be
be
with
quick.
Taylor Swift. I want to kick it with Bow Wow. I want to go to Tycoon Weekend. Like, I want to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a little discouraging, you know. But at the same time, I also had some legendary moments. Shout out to Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Big Dog, Seattle legend, got to meet him. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to Redman. I got to rap for him.
Nice.
Redman said I could rap. I'm
Okay.
good.
Redman,
you know what I'm
said
saying?
that.
Like,
Okay,
I'm good.
That's
You
good
feel me?
props. That's good props.
So it's like I'm not tripping. You know, I've had legendary moments. You know, but we ain't gonna stop going. We still growing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daniel Fresh Juice.
So you really used to be up on the street, just play some Chris Brown and make videos out
Yes,
there.
yes.
Okay.
I was shy. I was shy to do stuff in front of people. So if you guys seen that clip, that's me on stage rapping. I had to work on that.
Wow.
I wasn't always like, I was shy, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So in order to conquer that, I would go to areas where it's a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
Like during the summer where it's popping, girls is out walking around, people's out.
Okay.
You know, go to a spot where it's mad foot traffic.
Yeah.
Put my headphones on, open the laptop, play that CB, get the hitting the moves and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I had to block them out. Like nobody could see me. It's just me. And then I did that for a while. And then I stopped doing it when people start coming up to me like, do you dance? Do you sing? Like, what do you do?
Like, did anyone drop like $1 or something like that? Like you're a busker or something?
No, I never got no money. I probably should have put like a hat. If I would have had like a hat or something, I probably would have got some bread low key. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, all you have to do is put a hat on the ground and people think you're actually performing.
I didn't even think of that, but that wasn't my goal though. I was just trying to work on me. You know, I'm trying to work on me. You feel me? But yeah, it worked out, man. It worked out. So now I'm good at public speaking.
Yeah,
perform in front of people. My people skills are sharp. I go backstage. I mean, and it's cool too because I've been getting the artist treatment. You know, it's only artist back here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I got the badge. Hey, shout out to DJ SK1, bro, from my lanyard, bro.
Yeah,
that is so hard. I wear that everywhere, and they don't ask you. I just flash. Yeah, press. They move right out the way. I walk right in the back. I mean, I am press. I do work for a radio station, but they don't know me. Like they don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So they see the lanyard. Yeah, press. Yeah, I'm interviewing all the art. Let me back here. Yeah. They even told my wife, like, yeah, you can't come back here, artists only. Like, they hit it with that. I was like, oh, I'm in here. Yeah, I'm an artist only. What you mean? Yeah, we in here. Yeah. So shout out to all the artists, man. It's lit.
I can't even imagine you as being shy, Karim. I've never seen you be shy. This man is always talking. He's always animated. He's always telling jokes.
I developed it over time, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like the you know, and it's easy. I'm not really shy in front of girls. Like everyone knows I love
So
girls.
you've never had a problem in that department?
I mean it just like on their end if they like you or not type of thing.
Okay,
but me, nah.
You got 99
like, yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah. Shout out to my pops. He was like, man, if you gonna hang out with all these girls, have them do something for you. Like, have them. Because I used to hang out with mad girls, bro, when I was younger, and my dad was like, bro, have them do something for you. Have them do your homework or get you some lunch or something. But yeah, like, you know, being an artist, you do have to have personality. You have to have charisma and interacting with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be boring and stuff like that. But I put more stank on it as I got older. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when I was like younger in like high school, middle school, I was like the shy kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in my mind, I grew up watching Chris Tucker. I don't know why my grandma used to let us watch that. But I grew up watching stuff like Money Talks Friday, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, where it's like, like I'm 10 years old and Chris Tucker is saying all these curse words. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that kind of like rubbed off on me a little bit, you know. And then I was like nerdy. Kids used to like. I had this one kid, Edmund. I hate this dude. I don't know if he'll ever
still
see
hate
it,
him?
but I hate him. We don't forget that, Daniel. We don't forget no trauma, bro. I hate him, and I always hate him. He used to make fun of me every day, bro, when I was in 6th grade. He used to say my teeth was big. He used to say my breath stink all the time, bro. I hated him. I wanted to fight him, but I didn't know how to fight at the time. But it's all good, because now I feel like I'm him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, you know, that takes time to develop, bro.
Oh, let's hope he sees this.
Yeah, what you doing, Edmund? Boy,
his name is Edmund.
Yeah, now I get the heat. You know, I can heat. Now I'm old enough. Yeah. But yeah, man, you know, like, yeah, I've been working on my artistry. My favorite artist is Chris Brown. I talk about this every week, Daniel.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. He
know?
talks about Chris Brown every show that he has ever done.
Yep.
Something about Chris Brown in the news, this, that, positive or negative.
He just made bail.
Facts. Yep. I just posted something on my story. It was a whole bunch of people. I don't give F if he's in jail or not. Yeah, I put that on my story. That's bro.
Have you ever gone as Chris Brown on Halloween?
No.
It's never crossed his mind.
But I don't know. I'm not light skinned. I don't know if that is, I'm not light enough. I don't know if that'll slide for me. But yeah, for Charles, I never thought about that. I never thought of that. Because, you know, people dress up as like Nelly. They put the little Band-Aid, you know.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
See, me, he really don't have like a thing that's like identifiable. Like, I could backflip, but not on concrete. Like, I gotta be in the, you know,
trampoline.
Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah. I stopped doing it. You know?
That would be some crazy content, though.
I stopped doing it. Like, you know, I used to do all that. WWE off the top rope, backflip, all that. I could do all that. Yeah. I haven't did it in a while, but I used to do all that stuff. Me and my brothers. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we be doing everything. You know what I mean? I wish I would have kept it, because then I could like just flex on people and just my brother can still do it. He can stand still and just backflip and just land on his feet. Like,
still? That's limber, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, but it's been amazing, Daniel, being here, being able to talk about pop culture and information and music news and stuff like that. I watched the Breakfast Club and all them guys, you know, shout out to them. Yeah. I you know, take pride in what I'm trying to do, make sure, you know, do my research, all that, whatever. And, you know, I be on Instagram all the time. I see everything.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's great. And it's great to be here and be able to have a platform that allows you to speak and not trying to silence you and do all this weird stuff, you know, like as long as you're family friendly, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, right? Of course.
Let's keep it a buck. A lot of stuff is not family friendly nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
You're
So
right.
it's like,
You're right.
You know, but there's still a way to be entertaining and still keep it to where, you know, people want to watch you. You know what I'm saying? So I try to do that.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for content?
The craziest thing I ever done for content, probably pranks.
You've done some pranks.
Yeah.
So you're an epic prankster.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
when I was coming up and I have my YouTube, I still have my YouTube channel, but before I started doing interviews, like I said, I wanted to be a content creator. I wanted to be an influencer, you know, and pranks was real hot for a minute. So, you know what I'm saying? So I would, you know, girls that will want to hang out with me and stuff, I told them like, hey, I do videos. Would you want to do a prank? Like they knew I was going to do it, but they didn't know when I was going to do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, there's this one time I threw water on this girl.
You took like a bucket of water and threw it on her?
No, it was like
That's
the
not
prank where it's like, oh, it's a spider, but the cup got water in it, and you covered it. You put the cup on the ceiling, and then I had like this broom, and then I was like, hey, come grab the broom so I could get the bug or whatever. And then once she grabs the broom, you step back and you're like, move it, get the spider. And then the cup stuck to the ceiling, and then and then as soon as they try to like move the broom to try to grab it, the water just spills.
Man, that's real.
That's a little effed up, Karim.
That's from Tom and Jerry.
So I did that one, and then I did it. Yeah. And then I just did a random one where it wasn't that crazy. I just scared her. Like I told her to go to the store, and then I hid. Okay. And then she came back, and then she walked in the room. The lights was off, everything. It was like real spooky, and then she opened the door, and I just jumped out at her. But
surprise!
But she reacted. her reaction was like the content, because she flipped out, like she like really got scared, and then like she teared up a little bit. I was like, oh dang, like my bad, you know.
I know.
Probably the pranks.
I know only one wiser is watching his prank, and he's getting viral over this as well, man. He releases farts in public and records people's reactions.
Zoom in on their face when they're like,
this is a thing.
Oh my God.
When he does it, he calls himself Only One Crop Duster.
Oh my. Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be cool if then poof, he was gone.
Good call,
Great call
20
back.
20 years back.
That's how you call back.
Oh my God.
But Green, are you also born and raised in Seattle?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Born and raised in Seattle, graduated from Franklin.
Franklin.
Yes, sir.
Tony Franklin as well, man. A couple of Franklin graduates.
Yeah. Shout out to my homegirl, Sami. She used to make fun of me. You go to Stanklin.
Stanklin. Dang.
She was funny. She used to say that, you go to Stanklin. Like, whatever, right?
When you were going to Franklin, were there any rappers that you remember?
Oh my God.
They're still doing music?
You just turn my brain back right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. The homie Bakari. I don't know his last name, but the homie Bakari, bro. I remember when I was doing my YouTube thing or whatever, he was like, bro, I watch your videos on YouTube. Like, he was like, I rap now. I think he was going to Vegas or something. He was like, yeah, I got a show in Vegas. He was like, bro, keep doing that. You're funny. Like, that was like years ago. I ran into him at the mall.
Dang.
And he was like, bro, I seen your videos on YouTube. You're funny. Like, so I was like, oh yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, I heard he rap. I heard he was on tour and some more stuff. I can't remember his last name, but his name was Bakari.
Okay. Bakari. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we need to get to our show and tell portion of the show, and we got a couple things that we need to promote.
Let's get it.
Including Kareem's got a concert coming up here.
Yes, I do.
Up in the EBT with
Yes,
Young Dub.
sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the bro Young Dub too. He matter of fact, Young Dub was the first other artist besides Pender to give me a feature.
Okay.
We have this song called Switching Lanes.
Switching Lanes.
I think you would like it, Tony. It's real like jazzy. Like the beat is like real jazzy. It's real smooth. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty dope. So Young Dub was the first other artist to give me a feature, bro. Okay. And he was like, yeah, get on this song. He didn't even like, he was just like, here, I'm gonna sing you this, listen to it, get on it, send it back to me. And then like, you know, I listened to it. I thought it was hard. I was like, oh man. I did my verse. I gave it back to him. He was like, bro, this is hard, bro. I'm putting it out.
That's what's
so
up.
I was like, I was like, oh snap. Like that was like the first time I felt good about like, you know, getting on someone else's project or single, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really know if they're gonna like you, if they're gonna mess with it, or they're gonna like, you're trash. Bro, people, the first opportunity to call someone trash, they can't wait. Me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all good. So shout out to Young Dub. That song Switching Lane. I don't know why we don't perform that one more. We really should.
So that's May 24th.
Yes, sir.
The type's really small, so I'm trying to read. May 24th. The place is called the Lucky Don. Okay.
Shout out to Johnny Beats. He said he would let me record. You know, I found a producer I could just lock in with. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. You know, they always want that. You know what I'm saying? To just lock in.
Okay.
You know, give you like 3 beats and then you just go crazy. You know what I'm
Alright.
saying? So shout out to Johnny. He also made that flyer. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
We all sent them pictures and then he just made the flyer. So shout out to Johnny B. He be doing his thing
Okay.
with the beats and the flyers and stuff and the cover art.
So yeah, that's this Saturday, May 24th. Lucky Diamond, Everett, see Karim the Dream. Patron's got a battle.
Yes, sir.
Also on May 24th.
Oh, what?
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Red Shirt Mike and Set the Bar Entertainment, man. Repping team Ellipsis, bringing home some W's.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that looks fire. Where is that?
It's in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be at the Turf. That'll be May 24th, and he'll play against or battle against Shine 9 is his opponent, man.
Wow, dang. So wait, you do battle rap like Charlie Clips, like battle rap?
Like Charlie Clips.
Oh my God, that's hard.
He's a battle rapper,
Yeah, I like that.
Like Tony said, man, do your Google's Patron versus and just man, a lot of the scene in Northwest really took off about like a few years ago, and then now as things are settling, the stars are really just kind of settling into their position.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, I like that. We like that.
So
we want
much
all the smoke.
talent
Yeah,
here
that's
at
right.
Rainier Radio.
There's a lot of talent, man.
Wow.
A lot of talent.
Wow.
Speaking of talent from the town, that's the next track right here. Coming from the town is Oblay Reed has a new joint.
Hey, shout out to bro Oblay. He going crazy.
And it's called Aim High, featuring Femdot is his featured artist right there. So Oblay Reed and Femdot. It's called Aim High. Check them out right now. Man, we only got a half an hour left in the program, so stick with us. Tell your friends. This is Rainier Avenue Radio, Fresh Juice, 400th episode on Rainier Avenue Radio. Come back with us. Karim the Dream, Tony B.
Yes, sir.
We're all right here. Here's that Oblay Reed.
Shadow move semi, but it really ain't ours. Maintain for the frames, really ain't charged. Retail press cards, living ain't sure. Floor plans, again, still sleeping on floors. Contact number phone, ringing on tour. Rain cloud, tell them boys, bring it indoors. Outside, niggas still kicking indoors. How far, niggas still really ain't sure. Like, what reason? We was on the block late nights, still freezing. Niggas too deep, still talking about features. Niggas my chain, still talking about freedom. But who could buy the block and give it back, providing it? We got the universe and had to hold the word on fists. It's a grand slam, niggas still swinging for the fence. It's an empire, niggas still running for the hills. Like, maybe to see it, to believe it on sight. Look like a hedge. Just aim high. You could check your whip, your Macy's sexy all time. He knows just how it goes. I can't lie. Shut up. Real niggas in the room trying to cut up. Like, what up? Real niggas in the room where we come up. Probably gone, probably back up on the road. Treat the pen like Audie home. All my bread in the bar. So this week sound like an Audemars. It's Smith and the bodyguard. Like Marty Marr, Mike Gina, look more like Pam. You ain't put no work in, so you Tommy dog. Bro, move work for so damn long. You would think that he had a job, talking benefits and all. He got the floss, he can get you stencil, no pencil. It's more like chalk in your mind, right until the wheels fall off. So we built more like cars, how ironic. McQueen's on the feet, but can't walk in these sneaks. Used to sneak just to look where bras lived on Broadway, right up off the boulevard. Back on Brody was shipping shit, trying to get it off. Even then, I was ripping shit, especially with the bars. Had dreams of doing tours, now I'm a number 4. M shit, I need like 4 times like 40 more. Can't even see a floor ceiling that I'm seeing for me and mine beyond what we had ever seen before. I need it all. Need to see it to believe it on sight. Look like a hedge. We still aim high. You could check your whip, your Macy's sexy all time. He knows just how it goes. I can't lie.
What's good? It's your boy Zell Music, and you're listening to the hottest fresh juice on Rainier Avenue Radio, the Juice Pack, with D Money, Pint Size Patron, OG Mambo, and ID Yourself. Let's get it.
A teacher who hurt their back and got prescribed opioids. a daughter trying to cope with a loss in the family, a friend silently struggling, thinking they'll be a burden if they ask for help. People with addiction come from all walks of life, and the truth is they stand a better chance at recovery with our support. Reaching out and sharing local resources can make all the difference. Don't count them out. More people recover with support. Find more ways to help at supportaddictionrecovery.com. That's supportaddictionrecovery.com.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Hello, listener. What's important to you about what's going on in your community? Are you interested? Are you concerned? In any case, I invite you to tune into my show, Seattle Here and Now, on RainierAvenueRadio.world. Why? I will be covering a wide range of topics important to you and impacting the community. Each show will have a special guest or guests to share with you information on a variety of subjects that are happening here and now in Seattle. I promise I will work hard to make my show informative, interesting, and entertaining. Be sure to listen to Seattle Here and Now on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Are you in need of new or gently used clothing? Hope's Community Closet is here to help. We offer a wide range of clothing for men, women, youth, children, and infants. Join us on the fourth Saturday of each month from 12:30 to 4 at the Silent Task Force. We're giving clothing with care, community with heart. Lovely Ladies Lemonade for sale, and shop to the sound of old school soul. Any questions? Contact Alicia Kennedy, Executive Director of Women United at 206-316-7601. 206-316-7601. Come and find the perfect outfit for you and your family. We look forward to seeing you there.
What's up? It's your girl Alicia Michelle, the hostess with the mostest. You're tuned into Fresh Juice on Rainier Avenue Radio with the Juice Pack, D Money, Pint Size Patron, OG Mamba, and ID Yourself.
move your feet. Everybody dance.
Yeah.
Fresh
Real groovy,
juice.
baby. Real groovy.
Rainier Avenue Radio. It's called Ultra Groove, is what it's called right there. The Jailhouse Jam.
Go crazy, dude. Go crazy, OG. Yeah.
It's the B.
We like that.
It's the B side of Fantasy Love.
Wow.
When we talk about B sides, we go way back.
Ultra Groove.
Tell it clear.
Man.
Tell it clear, man.
Yeah, we like that.
You look good, man. I mean, it looked like you shot that last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like I heard that playing back there one time. So
Yeah.
The video of that was actually shot by James Gertie.
Tight.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, that was
Did his thing.
about 5-6 years ago, and I had got a call from London.
Yeah.
And this song was made, I think, in 1980.
Right.
And about 5-6 years ago, I got a call from London. The number kept calling, just kept calling. And finally I answered it.
Yeah.
And it was a DJ from London. He's like, man, I've been trying to get in touch with you, bro. He says, man, I've been playing your song, Ultra Groove, and this is 5 or 6 years ago. He says, man, it's packing my dance floor.
Hey.
Yeah, I know they gig into that.
That's
yeah.
what's up, man.
That's a club.
And that led to a record label from the UK contacting me.
Beautiful.
And asking me if, man, do you have any more music? And so then they ended up releasing an album on music I made. That nobody had ever heard.
Man.
So that's available now too. But I think that's mostly in Europe and Germany.
It's funny you mentioned Germany. I was born in Germany, and I remember like the first rapper I remember out there was Snoop Dogg. And it kind of makes you think like what it takes to get out internationally, to that level, even that early, because it was like 92 or something. 91.
I heard
92.
they love it over there though. Like was it which group was JT in? Justin Timberlake? Was that NSYNC or
NSYNC.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They loved NSYNC over there. Like
They appreciate music differently.
yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, they eat it up.
I'm
Man.
going to Vancouver this weekend, and it's the same way out there.
That's fire.
American hip hop is Hollywood.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Yeah. We like that.
For sure. Now, what I want to know though is how do we go from Benton to Tony B, the radio guy? How do we go from the musician to the radio personality? How does this happen?
Eventually, I left the music industry.
Eventually.
Yeah, because it was, it was resorting to playing music that sounded like everybody else's music so that I could have a hit. And I started to hate the music industry. And I was in Minneapolis, and I was talking to a guy named Kedar Massenberg, who at the time managed a group called Stetsasonic.
Stetsasonic.
He eventually
Closing.
He eventually
Closing time, yeah.
He eventually discovered both Erykah Badu and D'Angelo.
Beautiful.
But I was talking to him, and I told him that the radio station in Seattle was going bankrupt, and we were losing our radio station, and that was messed up as a musician, And he said, "Buy it."
Buy it.
I can't buy a radio station, man.
Yeah, that costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
right?
you can.
He said, "Have you ever heard of the FCC?" I said, "No." He said, "So you say they broadcast in the interests of your community?" So I did some research, found out more about the FCC, came back to Seattle. When I got back to Seattle, I went to the radio station, which was called KFOX at the time.
KFOX.
It is what it is.
Okay.
And I asked them if I could volunteer and learn about the radio industry.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
was, looking for it. And they said no.
Oh, they said you can't volunteer.
No, I think it was because I had records out and they thought I just wanted to play my records.
Oh, they think it payola or something.
Yeah. And so I went to the ownership company.
Okay.
And I gave them a business proposal. And I said, if you give me a radio station instead of losing money because it's going dark and you're paying FCC fines, I will pay you money and I will operate your radio station. And that's when you better be careful that somebody might say yes. And they said yes. And they said if the stations is buying it, which was Day Media Broadcasting, says yes. And I went to them. And so for 6 months, essentially, I owned K-Fox. And I called it K-Jam. And after that ended, I got calls from literally all over the country to be an on-air personality.
Wow.
But I decided I would go with Cube 93.
Cube 93, yeah.
And the difference was it was at the time when Cube 93 was starting to play hip hop music.
I was gonna say, what year is this?
Yeah.
This is 89, 90.
89, 90.
I was 1 year old.
I was 4.
Cube was the hot station.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But
I remember it still.
I did not want to be on the air. Being a guy who said, and there's nothing wrong with this, you know what I'm saying? I can do it. But I didn't want to be a guy on the air when they were just starting to play black music. Well, yo, what's up? It's your boy Tony B playing the latest hit. So I said I would do a talk show on Sunday mornings.
Okay.
And they said Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. And I said, well, no, nobody's listening. And okay. And so that talk show, you know, instead of doing that, ended up it was Street Beat. And that's how the name Tony B became popular. And so from doing a 1 hour talk show on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock, I was as popular as DJs who were playing music 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just sharing information and communicating with my community about issues that I thought were important or that the community had deemed important. And I would take live phone calls, and man, taking live phone calls is something else. You know
you get a whole slice of life on that.
Yeah. And so that was really, really cool. The thing that people didn't understand is that when they called me up with some foolishness, you know what I'm saying? And y'all know me, you know what I'm saying? They call me up with some foolish. I do this. I talk on the radio, and I have people call me all the time. You think you can rattle me because you're on the phone with me now? I do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was still cool, you know.
Talk that talk, OG.
And I would just give people an opportunity to voice their opinion. You know, when I first started, I interrupted the music. They didn't know what was going on. I had people saying, you know, get off the air and play music. Shut up.
Dang.
You know, I said, well, okay, well, that's how you feel. You know, I'm going to be here for another 45 minutes. You
gotta listen to
after that. And, but eventually that is what started the career of Tony B in radio, you know, going on Cube and for 1 hour on Sunday mornings, talking about issues that I thought were important for our community to listen to and share with and give their opinion on. And I wasn't on the air telling people how to think. I was just telling them to think, you know, and whatever that meant to them, to take a position or have a position. And then just be aware that what you say, you know, it can have an impact on people. And so, you know, and then also there was getting the word out there that people didn't think other people thought a certain way. And because I would let anybody on the air, you know, people would call up and people would say stuff that they thought for them was very normal. But for other people who were listening, they'd be calling back up and their phone would light up and they'd be like, man, that guy's crazy, man. What is he talking about? We want to be on welfare. Ain't nobody want to be on welfare. He's saying, man, we like to be on welfare. We got big screen TVs and we want to be on it. And I'm talking to the guy on the air and I'm going, wow, what else do they like on welfare? You know, and he said, oh, man, they got cars, man. They just want to be on. And the phone line is blazing.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I bet.
And I can't wait. You know, and I said, oh, well, what do you think? You know, Larry likes. You know, Larry says that people like to be on welfare and they like to live in low-income housing and they drive big cars and they have big TVs. What do you think about what Larry says?
Well played. Well played.
And you know, for the first caller, got him on the phone. He couldn't even get it out. He said, oh, you can't. But it was live radio.
Yes.
Live radio was a beautiful thing. I still love it today. And it's one of the things that I like about live, you know, Fresh Juice.
Yeah.
You guys, man, I see you in here having so much fun doing live radio.
Yeah. My first live phone call, Tony, was with Master P.
Okay.
Master P.
Yeah, like
No limit to where this could go.
shout out Dirty Harry, bro. We call him Master P today. He called him up on the phone. He answered everything. It's still on my YouTube. Like that was my first live phone conversation.
That's dope.
So I thought that was pretty cool, man. Live phone conversations is great.
So I'm gonna say, Tony, earlier you spoke about Seattle having a sound, and then you hinted about how do you feel about the sound of Seattle today?
To be honest with you, I don't, really listen very often. I listen to certain musicians.
Yeah.
I just don't get the chance to listen the way that I used to. But from what I can see, I'm extremely proud of the way Seattle has adopted and adapted to the music industry and the way the industry has changed, and the artists that now create music and that create record labels and that create the pathways for the success to get their music out there, in the ways that they do that. And there's a number of different groups and entities and agencies and individuals and you, Karim, and you, Patron, and then Daniel giving life to this music. This is something then that 40 years ago was impossible to even think about. And so just that's what I think about it. It's less a thing like the Minneapolis sound or the Motown sound, and more what I'm proud of is the collective understanding of the marketing and the business and the ability to say, okay, you know what, like Karim was saying, I'm going to position myself. I don't have to write to a record label and ask them to put me on. I'll go downtown, and rock the street and the things that you guys are doing. So I would say it's less of a sound in that regard, although obviously there are people who have come from here. And you obviously think of Mix-a-Lot and Macklemore and and Ishmael,
Yeah, right.
There's people who have come from here. So, but that's how I see it.
Well said.
Yeah.
Karim, how you feel about the scene as far as Seattle having its own sound?
You got a sign on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think it needs work.
Okay.
I think sometimes I feel like we're too separated. Like, everybody got their own little, cliques, and even though we're all doing the same music, we're all trying to be a collective of artists from here. I feel like we should work together more and just do more workshops and open mics and stuff like that. I mean, there is, but I don't know, man. I feel like there just needs to be a set place that we know is lit, where everybody could go and work. Like, for example, shout out to Nate Jackson. He got this dope comedy club, right?
Yeah, you do.
Super funny comedy club.
Yep.
It's so hot, and all the acts come there and they perform, and you could come see like the greatest acts and stuff like that. Gary Owen, all them guys. I feel like we need to have that, but for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just have a spot where everybody could go to and perform. You have an open mic on this day or whatever, but it's hot though, and everybody want to be there, and then everybody just come there and just tap in, network, stuff like that. Like, I feel like the sound is great, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like we need to work together more, and I don't know how to do that. That's my little 2 cents.
It's hard to work together by yourself.
Yeah. So, and I understand everybody got their cliques, everybody got their friends and whatnot, but if you see somebody's trying hard and they take it serious, help them out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be like, I don't know him. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like you gotta be like grandfathered in, or somebody else gotta vouch for you or something. It's I don't know. It's complicated.
It just seems to me like that's just the way it's always been. Like even when Tony was doing music in the 80s, I'm sure people were still doing their own thing,
Yeah.
It was. That's why I say just be proud of what you do. You know what I mean? Seattle is different. I mentioned that. That's why I called the record a flop. But you can see it wasn't a flop. But that's how
I'm still looking to see where it was a flop at. And if you were doing all the label work yourself, then whatever came from it was all you anyway.
Yeah.
I can understand if you were like, if you had major push from a label, then yeah, that's different money that you got to recoup. But this is all your handwork anyway, so it's kind of like all money in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So just believe in believe in yourself, and the times are different. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm listening, and the thing that I did was I insulated. Like I told you, I ended up playing all the instruments myself because I couldn't find people to play with, or because people didn't want to make original music, or because like people were hating on you. But it was a friendlier thing, I think, than it is now. There were rivalries. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm gonna outperform you at the Black Community Festival. Oh, I'm gonna play this, man. You don't want to follow us.
That's
man,
back in the day when they had those dance battles.
Yeah.
Break dance.
We're
gonna settle this with a break dance.
We're about to heat up the stage, man. You ain't gonna have a stage to play on. You know what I'm saying? After we get off the stage, but it wasn't in a malicious way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just, man, okay, you sharpen your skill against my skill.
I gotta ask, man, did you ever rap?
No.
Never threw your hat in the ring.
Okay.
Respect.
Producing
Still respect though, G.
Producing the Emerald Street Boys. And
you wrote the raps?
No. No, we just played the music, but the first rap record ever released in Seattle was on my record label.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the
Tell 'em
Music.
What?
And that was nobody can dispute that. You know, and I'm not saying it's this or that, but it was with the Emerald Street Boys. So the thing that you have to understand was the coming together of a young group of guys who were called the Emerald Street Boys, who were reaching levels of success not seen in rap for the first time. And then, you know, we had a record label and I was doing this thing, and we were able to come together and put music out for the first time. And whenever you do something for the first time, it's a learning experience. Now people put music out all the time.
Oh yeah.
And there are multiple ways to do that. You can even do it from your laptop. But at this time, it meant us getting together, agreeing, writing a record contract, them signing a record contract. As a matter of fact, their mayor at the time, their lawyer at the time turns out to be our mayor, Bruce Harrell. That's who was negotiating.
Shout out to Bruce.
That's where it was, though. You know what I mean? That's how cool things were. And then we had to go into the studio, and they remember the day going into the studio and how cool that was. You know? And then us producing something and then having it available for sale. And that was the accomplishment when you're doing something for the first time, you know. So again, that record has been, you know, in Mopop, it's historical, and other places. But it was, no one can say they made a record before a rap record. Yeah, because remember, rap wasn't so cool back then. You know what I mean? And so we did some pretty amazing stuff with the rap record. We even had a vocal on a rap record, which was unheard of at the time. And then they started doing more of that. So very proud of that work in regards to rap. But would I be a rapper? No, I thought it was, and I still think it was a skill set that I admire very much. You know, and it's storytelling also that people have, and the way that you use the inflections of your voice and the tone of your voice.
I heard they call them wordsmiths. Like that.
Wordsmiths, right?
Yeah.
Man, can you guys believe it's 10:56 already?
Wow.
Woo!
But I'm impressed with you. And you, man. Shout out to you guys, man.
Doing the
damn thing. Rainier Avenue Radio we have to have our own damn talent show. We got the building and everything. You know what I'm saying? We got DJs, we got talent, and just Oh, quick shout out, Daniel.
Go for it.
Somebody said Tony on the thing. I see it there.
Yeah, it was Hendrix Music Academy.
So I'm just gonna say hi, Tina.
Okay.
So that, you know, acknowledging that. And then on Sunday, May 18th.
Sunday, May 18th
was the 3rd year anniversary, Mr. Bellis, of us having our own facility. May 18th is when I acquired the building. 2022.
That was 3 days ago.
Wow. Yeah. So we've been here officially
for 3 days, for 3 years.
3 years.
Congratulations, wow, it don't even seem like it's been that long.
Man, Daniel's been with me for so long.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fresh Juice, 700 actual shows, 400 on Rainier Avenue Radio. Daniel Bellis, the producer.
Real quick, man, can you tell us how y'all met?
Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel came to, let's just call it, another radio station that I had started. And really wanted to be on the air. And we started that. Daniel, we started producing. Was that the first thing that you did?
I think it was news. You wanted a news director.
Okay.
That's what you wanted first.
Yeah. And from there, I mean, we had to build that studio from scratch.
We did.
And we got that station on the air, and then that station locked the doors and changed the locks on us.
Woo!
And Daniel said, "I'm coming with you, Tony." And so we had no money and no building and nothing except a vision for what we wanted to do. And here we are today with, in the Columbia City Theater.
Wow, that's great.
Congratulations again to both of you.
Yeah.
Oh man,
sure.
and y'all too.
Yeah,
Y'all
for
make
sure.
this
Thanks for
happen,
the
man.
grind.
It's so cool to be on the show with you guys, man.
I remember the other buildings, so I mean that I didn't know all that, but
Yeah.
I remember the house over there too.
Oh,
Me too. Yeah.
We don't talk about it. We be about it.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, we've been in existence for maybe 6, maybe even 7 years now. That's Rainier Avenue.
Longer, longer than that. And then on Saturday, June 14th,
June 14th.
we'll be broadcasting live from Safeway at Rainier Beach, and both of you are invited. I'll talk to you more about that. I'd like you to be there as part of that broadcast.
Okay.
From 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
There'll be more information coming out about that. We're gonna do a live broadcast with Safeway. So we do our thing in the community. You know how we get it.
Shouts out to Safeway. That was my first job.
Yeah. Yeah, they sponsored the sickle cell walk too. So
Oh man, there's so much we left on the table. We could have talked about that. We could have talked more about Tony's career in radio, but man, we out of time.
It's 11.
Yeah, so we got to do the quick little closing duties real quick. We both want to give you both an opportunity to suggest a guest that you can personally refer to the show who you think would be a good person to have on Fresh Juice. Karim, who do you suggest for us?
I would suggest probably Young Dub.
Young Dub?
Yeah.
I don't think he's been on here. Yeah.
Yeah. He's doing his thing. He was one of the first persons to do a feature with me. I like his music. I like the way he performs and stuff. And he's nice to me. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Young Dub.
Props to being nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna take maybe the easy route because I saw he was coming on here, but I was gonna say D-Sane.
D-Sane, okay.
When I was at Cube 93, one of the first local records I broke was a record produced by D-Sane by Birdie.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah. So I cheated a little bit. I saw that, so it made it easy for me to answer that question because he was doing some things back then.
I think as station manager, that will let that count.
Yeah, not to mention in radio, we do this thing when we mention something before we actually do it. So yeah, next time on Fresh Juice, we got these things on the show. So yeah, we will be taking a week off to rest and relax. But we'll be back in 2 weeks on June 4th. D-Sane will be here in the studio, and believe me, man, not only is this man one of the best recording studios in Seattle, but he has some of the craziest stories you've ever heard. So
shout out to D-Sane, man. That was like the second studio I ever went to, man.
And then he'll be joined by Compton's own Infrared, who'll be joining us from Compton, man. So
tight.
D-Sane, Infrared. 2 weeks from now, June 4th, 9 to 11 p.m. It'll be our 747th edition of Fresh Juice. As always, follow us on all of our platforms. Of course, we're available on podcast form on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon, and all the other favorite podcast platforms. In addition to, of course, we'll have our Facebook page. You can follow us there, facebook.com/Fresh Juice Media, IG and X, we're at Fresh Juice Media, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Fresh Juice Media. Put that up in the browser. You don't have to skip. You can skip the search engine and take you right to the page. We do live shows for you almost every week. You can watch it whenever you want. We do YouTube shorts on the daily so you can catch up with your favorite moments of past episodes. youtube.com/@Fresh Juice Media for all Fresh Juice content. Like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell for all Fresh Juice content. First, All right, and you can catch Kareem the Dream on Traffic Jam on Thursdays at 4 p.m.
Dream.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Let's get it.
Get all his comments.
Kareemsicle.
Kareemsicle. Lick the creamsicle.
Yeah.
Do that every Thursday, 4 to
I'm
5.
so proud of you, man.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you, man.
Yeah.
You came in just kind of
Grind.
unheralded, man, and now you're doing your own show.
Yeah.
And
Thank
not
you.
just doing it,
Thank
doing
you.
it big. Yeah, did.
Yeah.
Doing it well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Rainier.
I remember when you were shy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, yeah, I worked on that.
Wouldn't know it now.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And
know.
you too, Pint Size Patron.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, man, D Money.
Yep.
Been years, man. Great
Yeah,
job. Excellent
for
work.
sure.
Man.
Thank you.
Rainier Avenue Radio wouldn't be Rainier Avenue Radio without D Money.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts,
thank you.
bro.
Thank you.
To 400 more.
Man, for sure.
Yeah,
for
yep.
sure. For sure, man.
Download that app so you guys don't miss out, man. Download that app.
Do that too. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Rendition of Fresh Juice. Peace and bless. We out.